The night was still. Stars glittered above the icy Atlantic. Aboard the RMS Titanic, music played, laughter echoed. It was April 14, 1912. No one could imagine the horror soon to unfold. The unsinkable ship was sailing towards disaster. At 11:40 p.m., a lookout spotted it, an iceberg, stark against the starry sky. The alarm rang out. The ship turned, but not enough. The iceberg scraped along the Titanic's side, opening fatal wounds beneath the waterline. Panic began to rise. The unsinkable ship was sinking. Years earlier, the Titanic was just a dream, a vision of luxury and grandeur. Built in Belfast, Ireland, the Titanic was a marvel of engineering. It was the largest ship ever built, a floating palace. Newspapers declared it practically unsinkable. The Titanic boasted watertight compartments, designed to keep it afloat even if flooded. It had luxurious cabins, grand staircases, and even a swimming pool. On April 10, 1912, the Titanic set sail from Southampton, England, carrying the dreams of over 2,200 souls. The Titanic's maiden voyage was filled with excitement. First-class passengers enjoyed lavish meals and danced the night away. In steerage, the crew worked tirelessly, but danger lurked in the icy waters of the North Atlantic. Warnings of icebergs came from other ships, but some were ignored. The Titanic was sailing too fast. Some historians believe the crew, confident in the ship's strength, underestimated the danger. The collision, when it came, was swift and brutal. Panic gripped the Titanic as it began to sink. Women and children were loaded into lifeboats, but there weren't enough for everyone. Acts of heroism and despair played out on the sinking deck. Some survivors recalled the band playing on, calming passengers with music. Others remembered the screams as the ship slipped beneath the waves. Over 1,500 people perished in the icy waters. The survivors, rescued by the Carpathia, were forever haunted by the tragedy. Section 5. The Echoes of Tragedy. New Laws for the Sea. The sinking of the Titanic was a catastrophe that reverberated across the globe, shaking the very foundations of maritime travel and safety. The sinking of the Titanic sent shockwaves around the world. People were stunned and heartbroken, unable to comprehend how such a disaster could occur. How could such a magnificent ship, deemed unsinkable, vanish beneath the waves? The Titanic was a marvel of modern engineering, yet it met a tragic end. The tragedy exposed fatal flaws in maritime safety regulations. It became clear that the existing protocols were insufficient to protect lives at sea. In the aftermath, inquiries were held, scrutinizing every detail of the disaster. Experts and officials gathered to understand what went wrong and how to prevent such a tragedy from happening again. And new laws were put in place. These laws aimed to address the shortcomings that the Titanic disaster had so tragically highlighted. The International Convention for the Safety of Life at Sea, or SOLAS, was established, setting new standards for maritime safety. One of the key regulations was the requirement for enough lifeboats for all passengers and crew on all passenger ships, mandating enough lifeboats for all passengers and crew on all passenger ships. Radio communications became mandatory, ensuring that ships could call for help in times of distress, ensuring ships could call for help around the clock. This was a crucial development, as it meant that no ship would be left isolated in an emergency. The sinking of the Titanic, though a tragedy, served as a catalyst for change. It led to a comprehensive overhaul of maritime safety practices, ensuring that such a disaster would never happen again. Led to crucial improvements in maritime safety. The legacy of the Titanic lives on, not just as a reminder of a tragic event, but as a turning point that made the seas safer for everyone. Section 6. Ghostly Whispers. Finding Titanic. For decades, the Titanic lay undisturbed, 2.5 miles beneath the surface. It became a legend, a ghost ship lost in the vastness of the ocean. Then, in 1985, a team led by Dr. Robert Ballard made a remarkable discovery. Using sonar and a remotely operated vehicle, or ROV, they located the Titanic's final resting place. The world watched in awe as images of the wreck, ghostly and broken, flickered across television screens. The Titanic had been found. Section 7. A Grave Disturbed. Exploring the Wreck. The Titanic, a marvel of early 20th century engineering, now lies in the cold, dark depths of the Atlantic Ocean. a silent witness to a tragic night. The discovery of the Titanic in 1985 sparked a new wave of fascination and curiosity. It was a monumental find that captivated the world, reigniting interest in the ship's story and the mysteries that lay within its sunken hull. Submersibles were sent down to explore the wreck, capturing breathtaking images and videos of the ship's remains. These expeditions revealed hauntingly beautiful scenes of the once grand vessel, now encrusted with rust and marine life, frozen in time. Scientists and historians meticulously studied the site, piecing together the events of that fateful night in April 1912. Each artifact recovered, each section of the ship examined, provided new insights into the disaster and the lives of those on board. However, the exploration of the wreck also raised ethical questions. The Titanic is not just a shipwreck, it is a graveyard for over 1,500 souls who perished in the icy waters. Was it right to disturb the final resting place of so many souls? This question has sparked intense debate among historians, scientists, and the general public. The debate continues to this day. Some argue that the wreck should be left undisturbed, a solemn memorial to those who lost their lives. They believe that disturbing the site is a form of grave robbing, disrespectful to the memory of the deceased. Some argue that the wreck is a grave site and should be left undisturbed. They emphasize the need to honor the dead and preserve the site as a place of reflection and remembrance. Others believe it is a historical treasure trove that can teach us valuable lessons. They argue that exploring the wreck can provide important information about early 20th century shipbuilding, the events leading up to the disaster, and the human stories intertwined with the Titanic's fate. The artifacts recovered from the wreck have been displayed in museums around the world, allowing people to connect with history in a tangible way. These exhibitions have educated millions about the Titanic, its passengers, and the broader context of the early 1900s. Additionally, the wreck has become a unique underwater ecosystem, home to various marine species. Studying this environment has provided valuable insights into deep-sea biology and the impact of human-made structures on ocean life. As technology advances, new methods of exploration and preservation are being developed. These innovations aim to balance the desire for discovery with the need to respect the sanctity of the site. The Titanic wreck remains a powerful symbol of human ambition, tragedy, and the enduring quest for knowledge. Its story continues to captivate and inspire, reminding us of the delicate balance between exploration and reverence. Secrets in the steel. What the Titanic teaches us. The Titanic, even in its ruined state, has much to teach us. Scientists study the wreck to understand how ships deteriorate in deep water. They analyze the steel, the rivets, and the effects of pressure and corrosion. These studies help improve modern shipbuilding techniques and materials. They also provide insights into the events of the sinking. For example, analysis of the ship's rivets suggests that they were brittle and prone to snapping under stress, contributing to the hull breach. Guardians of the Deep, protecting a legacy. The Titanic wreck is protected by international agreements. UNESCO's Convention on the Protection of the Underwater Cultural Heritage safeguards the site from looting and uncontrolled salvage. The wreck is considered an important maritime memorial. However, the passage of time and the harsh conditions of the deep ocean are taking their toll. The wreck is slowly deteriorating, eaten away by rust and marine life. Preserving the memory of the Titanic and its victims is an ongoing challenge. Titanic today, a legacy in film and memory. The Titanic disaster has captivated the public imagination for over a century. Books, documentaries, and films, most notably James Cameron's 1997 blockbuster Titanic, have kept the story alive for new generations. Museums around the world house artifacts recovered from the wreck, offering tangible connections to the past. The Titanic serves as a poignant reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of learning from history. The ocean's embrace, a final resting place. The Titanic rests silently on the ocean floor, a monument to a bygone era. Once a marvel of engineering and a symbol of human ingenuity, it now lies in the cold, dark depths of the Atlantic Ocean, far removed from the bustling world it once knew. It is a place of both tragedy and remembrance. The ship's remains tell a story of dreams and aspirations, of lives lost and the fragility of human endeavors. Each rusted beam and broken deck speaks volumes about the night it met its tragic fate. The ship, once a symbol of human ambition and technological prowess, now serves as a solemn reminder of the power of nature and the importance of humility. The grandeur of its design, the luxury it promised, all succumbed to the unforgiving forces of the sea. The ocean, which claimed so many lives that night, now cradles the wreck in its embrace. The waters that were once a scene of chaos and despair have become a quiet resting place, a sanctuary where the Titanic can lie undisturbed. The Titanic's story is a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit, both in life and in death. The bravery of those who faced the disaster, the stories of survival and loss, continue to resonate through the ages, reminding us of our resilience and capacity for hope. The ship may be gone, but its legacy lives on. Through countless books, films, and documentaries, the Titanic continues to capture the imagination of people around the world. It serves as a poignant reminder of the past, a lesson in the limits of human ambition, and a tribute to those who perished on that fateful night.